Hello and welcome to Don't Call Me a Diva, the podcast where we talk about women's wrestling. We promote women's wrestling. We have a passion for women's wrestling. Some call me the boss, others call Josh the hugger. And if you get the joke, you get the joke. How you doing, my man?
I'm good. I'm sipping my morning Alexa Bliss coffee.
I've gone for
I
the
know
Wonder
you've
Woman,
got,
man.
yeah. Are you? How many coffees ahead of me are you?
Mate, I was just thinking about it then. 6.
Oof.
Mate, I've not gone to bed.
That,
It's been a good night.
that because you did an all-night Impact on Access Under Siege, didn't you?
Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Yes, I
Good
did.
show.
But before we
Good
jump
show.
into any of that, I've got a question for you. So I've just watched a video on Twitter. Okay. There is a guy that was dressed up in a Spider-Man costume, stands up, goes to a professional wrestler. He's obviously a fan, assaults the professional wrestler, jumps in the ring, assaults another professional wrestler. Danny Jordan. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. She's been on AEW, NWA before. She's a wee lass. He
Okay.
basically gives her an F5. Have a look after the podcast. But question for you, as we're fans, okay, what is your viewpoint on fans making silly decisions like that?
Well, firstly, if you're dressing up as Spider-Man, going to a show, a wrestling show, you're at the wrong concert, in my opinion. Let's be honest. At least have a bit of courtesy about what you're wearing. If you're going out to defeat Thanos, do you know what I mean? By all means, Spider-Man. But if you're going to pro wrestling, just take a belt, wear a tee, support the guys and gals. But if you want to go there spinning webs and trying to take on the talent, not for me. See you later. See you later, mate. Don't
And
ever
man, it
come
was
back.
it was it was dead interesting. It was at a Ziggy Dice event, and you see Ziggy Dice actually and his security team and another wrestler dragging him out basically, and it was kind of crazy. So he went and assaulted basically a wrestler called McQueen. Got in the ring. Danny Jordan gets down and he F5s her or tries to F5 her. Doesn't quite work. She's tiny as well, and she's fallen right on her hips. And then security jumps straight on her. But this is how I've noticed this thing though. This happened with Seth Rollins last year.
Yeah,
Something,
yeah,
but this is starting to happen a lot more. That fans are thinking
yeah.
that they can jump the gate and actually become a wrestler when they've never been trained.
Yeah, absolutely. You remember the Hall of Fame incident where I think you had Dax or Cash protect one of the legends, and forgive me, I
Bret Hart, man,
can't
Bret Hart.
remember. Yeah. How's that happening? How is that happening? People make crazy ass decisions of, they're going out, they've spent the money, right? They've paid the ticket to go and enjoy the show. They've probably had a few beers, got a little bit brave, thinking, do you know what? I'll have a cheeky bit of this.
Yeah.
No, not for me. Do you know what? Just don't come back. Blacklists for shows, blacklist for that specific arena. So even if they want to go to see ice hockey, for example, in the future,
Yeah.
no, you're not welcome. You're jumping. If you're jumping that barricade of protection for the talent, stars, athletes, whoever, see you later in the bin.
I
In
mean, it
the
should be like
bin.
the FA in England. We're as being Brits, guys. We're massive football fans, and it's a very important day for me personally, with possibly Luton getting promoted to the Premiership.
It is.
Yeah, but in Britain, if you basically jump the barricade, it's a ban, isn't it? Nowadays, it's pretty much a ban, isn't it? And I mean, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter if
season
you're 8
tickets
years old
gone.
or 50.
No, so yeah, you're not welcome. You're not welcome. Don't know if the ban is forever, because I am all for second chances. People always deserve a
Amen.
second chance. But yeah, see you later. Season ticket in the bin. Don't come back. If you can't
Yeah,
be there to just put your team on as soon as you overstep that mark, ciao, bye. You
I
know.
think I think the big thing about it is what people got to remember. These people are athletes, right? They're also humans because of because their character. It doesn't mean their character is a pro wrestler. They're actually humans, and I think that's the issue that I've got with it. And I just wanted to jump in with that sort of bit of controversy from the last 24 hours. I thought it was a nice little start. But what our plan is today, we are going to look at a couple of matches, okay, from what's happened through the week. And then we're going to talk about Double or Nothing. All right. And we'll see where we go from there. So, but my boy, my man, the hugger of this relationship. All right. The hugger. All right, he's gonna open us up with AEW, AEW
Boston Hub
Dynamite.
connection, baby.
That's
Boston
who we
Hub
are, mate.
connection. Dynamite. So you'll have to all forgive me a little bit. It's been a mad ass week. I can probably say ass on this podcast. It's not too
It's fine,
explicit. So
mate.
it's been a mad week. As you know, um, I caught up with AEW Dynamite for a few hours on Thursday evening. Good show. But obviously, we're here to talk about the number one contender to Jade Cargill's TBS Championship, Taya Valkyrie. Be going 1-on-1 this Sunday night on DON. That's Double or Nothing. Absolutely buzzing, by the way, for Jade Taya to be given 10, 12 minutes. Obviously, Jade's come on leaps and bounds, but we still get a lot of these squash matches for Jade. So I'm really excited to see Taya's experience and Jade's progress on Sunday night. So 10, 12, 15 minutes, all for that. But Taya Valkyrie, Lady Frost, AEW Dynamite this week. I'm just going to put this out there because Lady Frost is someone that I've seen bits of. Ring of Honor, Dark, Elevation, you know the drill. Captivating entrance. As soon as she steps out from behind that curtain, there's an aura about her. Now she's going to go on to great things. I know you're a huge fan. This match for me was everything it needs to be. It was given time, which we know is critical to viewers, but not just viewers, also to the talent. I think if they're given time, it's very uplifting for them. They work very well. Taya Valkyrie winning. Spoiler alert, should have given you that first. Taya Valkyrie winning with the Jaded. Now I'm going to call it the Jaded because Cargill is my G. So, yeah, all in all, great women's match on Dynamite. But ultimately, I do want to see more Lady Frost. I hope we get that. Sometimes the booking of AEW, as you know, we'll see a talent 1 week. We won't see them for 3 to 4 weeks on a Dynamite.
And if you're not paying the
$7.99
for Ring of Honor, you're not going to see her at all because she's appearing
exactly.
in Ring
And
of
it's
Honor a
good
lot.
money, guys. It's good money to pay. I mean, you know, the back catalogue on there is incredible. And if you've got an argument about Ring of Honor and why you should or should not pay it, if you're a wrestling fan, Ring of Honor $7.99 is the place to be.
100%.
If you don't know about it, now you know. Facts are facts.
I think the important thing about this match was so the interesting thing about Taya Valkyrie and Lady Frost is they're both lucha trained. That's their backgrounds. CMLL, Lady Frost, that's her background. Triple A, Taya Valkyrie. You're looking, both of them have got dancing and gymnastics backgrounds. You can see that. And I think the fun thing about it is they both have something they can pull out the bag very quickly. So Lady Frost, her moonsault is godlike, absolutely beautiful, perfect. And when we say about who has a perfect moonsault, we're talking about the Charlotte Flairs, and it's that good. It's that good of a moonsault. Who's the mate? You're the WWE man. So who's the wrestler that does the blind moonsault? My daughter loves her. She's in Damage Control.
Oh, Io Sky.
Io Sky, her moonsault, one of the best in the business.
Oh, she's phenomenal. The pace on it, the pace, awareness, and the connection. Oh, banging.
It's insane. And I think Taya's about it's the road to Valhalla, isn't it? That move that she finished off, yeah. And it's one of them really, really hard hitting specialist wrestling moves Taya Valkyrie's had. I think all in all for me that match, I think that match was inviting people to know who Taya Valkyrie was because we were just actually talking about it before. NXT, Frankie Manone was her name in NXT.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us a little bit tell us a little bit about that run? Because I can tell you about Impact, I can tell you about Triple A, but not that run necessarily.
Yeah, I'll tell you about that run. Can
Are you thinking?
About that run? Yeah, Robert Stone, perhaps. Backstage segments, not a lot of in-ring, few defeats, released. Wasn't great. wasn't great. She didn't need honing. Her skills didn't need honing at all. We knew what she was about. There's a lot of male superstars that have come in. I'll name one because I know he's behind you, Kushida. That went over to NXT, and it didn't work because they're already. This is no detriment to anyone else in developmental. They're already too good. So where do you place them? Either at the top of the card or the bottom. And I think that was unfortunate for Taya or Frankie Monet that it didn't work. And I think she was down in NXT for 9 months, 10 months, and then gone. So yeah, I can't tell you a lot about it because there wasn't anything memorable, and that's nothing against her. It's probably nothing against the
it's a major shame because from my perspective is I see her as a dominant Impact World Champion. I see her as a dominant Rare the Ray Triple A champion. And this is the major shame, and this is why Tony Khan gets sort of like kudos for me. He gets respect from me in this sense because I think this match was about that. It was about showing who Taya Valkyrie was to the fans that might not know her, the guys that might not be watching Impact or Triple A, or might not even be watching NXT in that sense, or might have been watching NXT and has a bad judgment for that reasoning. And I think you are right, Kushida. Recently, he's just had a nice little run in Strong, New Japan Strong. He's had a nice little run with Motor City Machine Guns, my boys. Okay, and he's had a great little run wrestling Macklin in Impact and Impact, and he's a prime example of actually he was a legend before he even got to WWE. All right, but there is another legend like Shinsuke Nakamura that went to WWE. And look, some people might say he's not as big, but I think he's just as big because we all know who he is, and we know that he has some of the most action figures from WWE in their history. He literally gets one made every while, and I just think it works for some people and it doesn't work for others. It's like Chelsea Green was another example. She went to NXT and it didn't really work for her, but she was a knockout champion in Impact. All right. And she left NXT and then she killed the indie scene with our kid, Matt Cordona. Or as my son calls him, Matt Cordona.
Brilliant. Yeah, I totally agree, and that's a really good comparison to make. Chelsea Green, who's now thriving on the main roster, being that slightly unhinged character that she plays so well. Yeah, and her and Sonia, I think, is a great teaming, like genuinely a great teaming.
On that note, do you know what I'm praying for? I caught a bit of some of the stuff with Lydia was watching a few days ago, and I'm praying that Adam Pearce gets sacked, okay, and she becomes the general manager. That's what I want.
You know what? You could have someone like Sonia and Chelsea running a show with Adam Pearce. Potentially, they could run Raw, that they could run SmackDown as a three. For a short while, but
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be sound.
I think it would be fun, man. What else have you watched this week, my friend?
What have I watched? So much. Obviously, Raw, SmackDown, NXT. You know the drill. You know me, and that's why we get on so well because we've got contrasting views and we can compare shows. You know,
we fill the gap, don't we? In the sense of that.
Fill those gaps, and I've explained as to why I watch those shows over anything else. That's what gets my time because that's what saved my life. You know, those shows genuinely saved my life. So what have I watched in that sense? I've been over some old stuff as well. I've been going over some old Progress. Been catching a lot of Ginny's old stuff, her and Tony Storm working together. Bang in love with Progress again. The early days. Willow Nightingale, Mercedes Moné.
Why aren't we talking about that? Why haven't we mentioned that yet?
Yeah, I mean that mini tournament was fantastic. Obviously, we know about the injury to Mercedes, and the belt was made for her and whatever. I don't think we need to take that away from Willow. I think we just need to keep our mouth shut. Willow won the tournament outright. The tournament and the title is made for everyone, not just for one person. I think we need to remember that. And those four that were selected to represent New Japan Strong were the right choices at the time. And for me, Willow going over, regardless injury or no injury. Correct decision.
I've said last week's podcast. I said one of the big things about the Willow Nightingale thing, it was the right call for her to win. And I said I wanted her to win. That's what I said. And the reason why I wanted her to win was because of Ring of Honor. What she's doing in Ring of Honor is great, and how she's working at AEW is absolutely great. I mean, the rumor mill is Tony Khan said, "Look, this is the girl you want to be in Strong," and I think that says quite a lot that she's been given this title to trust. Even yeah, there is a little bit of sort of situation with what happened to Mercedes, but she's got this title to be trusted with now. And I think this is the positive thing to this whole entire situation because Ruby Riott, they all say how nice of a human being she is as well. And I think that is and I think that's the great thing about her having that belt is that she is going to give a different representation and she is 100% babyface. So
yeah,
it's a good representation, I think. And I think the match was a good match. It was a solid match. It wasn't, I'm not going to say it was Mercedes' best match, but it was a solid match.
No, I agree. And there's a lot of Mercedes marks out there, and I'm probably one of them. Been a big fan of Sasha since I first set eyes on her in NXT. Has she blown me away yet? If I'm honest, no.
Probably same, man. That match definitely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think Kyrie was the MVP.
No, I'd agree there. I think there was with that match, you didn't have to go out of the ring. I think that was the bits that spoiled that match. Is you didn't have to put people through tables or anything like that. It could have been all done in the ring.
Yeah.
I think there was parts of it where you could see Kyrie that was actually carrying Mercedes, but there was parts of it Mercedes. As I say it, there's a concept of performance art from WWE, which Mercedes carried Kyrie with as well. And I think that was the important thing about that match. There was two different elements that met in the middle, and that's why that match, for me personally, I think could be in the top 5 best women's matches this year. When we come to the end of the year, we'll do our own rewards ceremony of what we think.
We are going to get trophies. We're going to get everything sat on these tables.
Exactly. We'll do it. We'll get Dickie Bows and everything, mate. All right.
Let's do it at that time event. Yeah.
I think let's do it, mate. I'm up for that.
Don't Call Me a Diva, the podcast live.
Oh mate, we'll do it. We'll do it
live. We'll get a stage somewhere. We'll get some sort of like community memorial hall set up.
Just me and you sitting in there, mate. Just me and you sitting in there.
How much was the booking for this room? 400 quid. But do you know what? It's worth every penny. Just free bar. Free bar. If we can get a free bar, listeners, and we want to do a Don't Call Me a Diva, the podcast live, free bar, free food, free snacks, you come in. Drop us in the comments below.
Yeah, drop us in the comments. All right. But that match has got potential to be. Look at your face, then you're like, "What have I just done?"
Free bar.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna have 700 people.
Yeah, get some curly fries. We'll be all right. What's it? Twiglets.
It'll be that whole thing of free nuts. Just free nuts, guys. The free nuts.
Yeah, the cheap stuff from Aldi, 47p a bag. Just the big, yeah, done. Yeah, frozen mini pizzas. You know, that's not Chicago town.
I'm into it, man. But yeah, that match has got potential to be top 5, and I think that's the thing. I think I'm excited for what Willow Nightingale can do because the previous year before making her AEW debut, she appeared in NWA. She was empowered and stuff like that. So she has been around, but I think Tony Khan jumped at her and got her, and it was a good thing because we look at this Athena thing with Ring of Honor. 25-0. She's now the most dominant Ring of Honor women's champion, women of honor as well champion ever. Okay, because of the amount of defenses and stuff like this, and I think people like Willow Nightingale or Kira Hogan, just to add, all right, we'll go into that in a bit. Kira Hogan, I think they have the ability to take these belts, and this is I'm not going to go into it, guys, but me and Josh had a convo what Ring of Honor should be just before we started, and this is what Ring of Honor should be. Athena should be jumping up. People like Willow and Kira Hogan, and who else we've got there? We've got Sky Blue. Okay, all right. Wow, Sky Blue in herself. Yeah, we love Sky. Massive fan. Okay, and you got Diamante as well. Oh, did I say it right? It's Diamante. Her name is, yeah, the
Yeah.
Mexican wrestler, the one that won the tag team tournament with I forget her name, but it's you've got all these wrestlers there. So that's actually a legit women's division in there. And it's, I think, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, and you know, I'm happy to be judged by the brothers and sisters of the Don't Call Me a Diva podcast world.
You're all brothers and sisters. Hear me preach, brother.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
But I think the women's division in Ring of Honor is better than what's on the main roster. I just use WWE terminology, main roster, the roster of AEW. I'm sorry, I apologize about that, guys. But I am
Hey,
actually
don't apologize to me. Don't apologize to me. Look at all that shit behind. That is WWE what I'm paid for.
yeah. But I think that's got it's got the ability to be better. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
And that's my passion for Ring of Honor there coming out in that sense. And I think it being led by people like Willow and Diamante and so is the right call. All right. Should we jump on? What do you want to do now? Do you want to talk about Impact, or do you want to? Where do you want to go with this, Josh, my friend?
Hey, let's jump on board. Let's have a look and preview what's ahead. What's ahead this week? Because a lot of the things we watched this week have been building to this weekend.
Amen. In fact.
So we obviously Under Siege last night, and we had a kind discussion that, as at the time of recording this podcast, I am only up to the 6-man #1 contender match. So I am still running spoiler free for Deonna Purrazzo's Impact Women's Championship defense against Jordan Grace. But I did catch Trinity and Giselle Shaw. Yeah. Firstly, I'd like to say, on behalf of both of us, we stand with Giselle. We know the situation recently. I've had the pleasure of meeting Giselle.
Progress Wrestling, Rev Pro. Yeah.
Shows, namely Wrestle Carnival, working with a good friend of mine, Heidi Katrina.
That's cool. Very cool.
So I can only say what a beautiful, wonderful human being Giselle is. And I'll obviously wish you the sky, the ceiling, it's yours. It's just take it and run with it.
I've just watched you've just got the app, haven't you? Plus app. Watch her diary on it. Giselle Shaw's diary on it. It's heart-wrenching, man. I'm a man that cries. I'm an honest man that says I cry all the time, and it's just heart-wrenching. It's absolutely beautiful. And for me, honestly, I've seen her from the Red Pro stuff. I've seen her from the Progress Wrestling stuff. I've seen her. She had to come to the UK to make her name, to go back to Canada and USA. All right, and that's her story. And what she's doing in Impact currently is extremely important for professional wrestling.
It's important, and that is.
She is one of the most important people in Impact Wrestling. Mia Yim, very good friends of her. They all love her, and we stand with you and all that jazz. But on that matchability, her technical prowess is brilliant. I love Trinity. All right, I love Trinity in the sense of I'm still waiting for my T-shirts. Okay, don't mate.
I was going to WhatsApp you this morning and be like, they're still advertising that Trinity T-shirt.
Don't, mate. Don't. Do you know what? There was a lass that's on Twitter, okay, that she might have ordered it a day before me, but she's got the T-shirt and she's from England. So, all right. I am furious.
How much postage have you had to pay?
It wasn't much, man. In all fairness, it was. Have you ever watched Ordered from Pro Wrestling Tees America?
Yeah, about £12.
About £12. It's all right. I can deal with that. I mean, it works out about $20.
About 3 weeks. About 3 weeks usually.
Yeah, I've got an Athena tee from Pro Wrestling Tees I'm waiting for as well, and that's it. But
okay, a little bit of a story about postage and packaging from the States. If anyone's listening and cares, I made the one mistake of ordering one wrestling figure from Ringside Collectibles once. Instead of doing a batch order, I ordered one. That one was Lacey Evans,
Oh, darn.
by the way. I love for Lacey. Couldn't get it over here in the UK. It wasn't coming to Smiths. Obviously, you're running a risk with the Entertainer, Toymaster, and even B&M Bargains. Nowhere to be seen. So I'm glad I've purchased it. It is safe behind me in this cabinet, still boxed. She cost me £35 to purchase, maybe slightly less, but it cost me £42 to pick up from the post office due to customs. So a figure cost me around £72 mark. So she's never coming out of the box. But yeah, don't make that mistake. So if you are ordering from overseas, listeners, just make sure you do your research. Just check who pays their custom fees. I know Pro Wrestling Tees do.
They're good. They're good Pro Wrestling Tees, in all fairness.
Yeah, they are very good. Yeah. I vouch for that. I know them personally as well. So yeah, vouch for that. So Pro Wrestling Tees, Impact Wrestling. Did you get yours from Impact Wrestling Shop?
I ordered it from Impact Shop, and the reason why is because Pro Wrestling Tees do not get all the t-shirts. So they get the basic ones because Impact have always been a bit peculiar like this. They do everything themselves, and they don't third party unless it's a big event, and then they will third party out. And I've noticed that. So, but yeah,
I found in my box of goodies, because I've got several boxes of goodies, a main event Mafia t-shirt.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit because when I bought it, I was a size medium. I'm now a size large, so it's a little bit tight. You know, we all grow. We all grow.
I've got somewhere. I'll put it out. It's in my loft. I've got a bag full of t-shirts in the loft, and I've got an AJ. I've got like an AJ Impact Wrestling AJ Styles, and I've got actually. I was wearing. Have you seen that brown t-shirt I wear sometimes when I do videos? That's an Impact long sleeve t-shirt, sort of like I got from back in the day as well. That still fits me actually, interesting enough, because I bought a size up from back in the day. But when you start getting to that mid-30s age.
Oh, I wish I'd have done that. I got a Beer Money Ink one that I would love to wear.
Mate.
But I know, but Beer Money Ink. I bought it at Bournemouth when we had the Impact tour. I think it was 2010. Oh yeah, it may have, 2010, or was it earlier?
2000. Anyway, there was one and two. There was they did it. So they did so they did Glasgow, they did Hull, they did London, they did Bournemouth. So they would try to hit all corners back in the day. So every single tour, it was pretty much the same. I think they hit the Doncaster Dome a few times as well. So
well, 1PW, big shout at 1PW, doing good things.
Anyway, sorry. Just on that note, that's on my list of actually when they do a show after September. I'm probably going to go. Because that's quite an easy visit for me. So
they've just moved. They've just moved some dates, I believe.
I know.
A show.
Is that Cordona Osprey one happening still?
I don't know. But check out recent posts. They've mentioned some date changes.
But yeah, Trinity. Let's go. Trinity and Shaw, man. Trinity and Shaw.
Banging match. Third match on the card, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Third match on the card. So obviously we had a singles match opener. Then we had the 6-man tag, and then Naomi. Trinity out first. Giselle follows. A little bit of back and forth. Giselle in and out of the ring for a little bit, mind games, and then the action really starts going. We see a lot of the common Trinity maneuvers on display. Giselle again playing that heel role, which she does superbly. But again, spoiler alert, mute this if you want to. Naomi picking up the win with a submission. You'll have to forgive me, I can't remember the name.
I'm just trying to find it because it's the changed name, isn't it?
Trinity. It's a bit like the Bruce.
Sub-Star Stack. Is it the Sub-Star Stack?
Okay. Who have we seen use that before? Someone took the title off Alexa Bliss. No, it was her. She beat Alexa Bliss at WrestleMania, didn't she? Same person, same move. Done. Yeah, we'll edit that out. Yeah. I've seen it before. Same human.
I mean,
yeah, you can tell I'm a little bit unprepared this week, guys. I do apologise. It's been an absolute match.
I've been up, mate. I've literally. I'm running on caffeine now. I've been up all night. I think the match for me was was Trinity has been thrown into the deep end. All right. She got King last week. She's got Shaw this week. All right. This is the great thing about the knockouts division, because quality, not quantity. Okay. Every single one of the knockouts are at a high standard of wrestling. There is not one of them that is bad. Okay. So, or not bad, not there is not one of them that isn't below par. They're just such a great amount of wrestlers. I mean, you look at Havoc, you look at Rosemary, and that is something actually. If anybody is interested in, go to the Countdown show and watch the Coven versus the Death Dolls. Because for me, I'm not going to tell you guys, all right? Because I know my man hasn't seen it. That was the match of the show, and that's a free show, okay, on the Countdown show, okay. So good for me. Rosemary is one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time. When she made her debut in Impact, she walked out, all right. She said, "You're doing a promo tonight. Here's a microphone." And she started a whole sort of Joker, riddle me this, not the Riddler, riddle me this sort of promo. She has that ability. And then you got Havoc, legend, great wrestler. And then the Coven, you got Wild and King. And I mean, that for me was the match of the whole entire pay-per-view. And it's the free one.
Well, that's saying something, guys. So head over to Fight TV. I think you can catch the pre-show.
YouTube. Go on YouTube. It's on YouTube, man.
Yeah. So half an hour pre-show, free of charge. Do it. I'll do it after I finish the show. I will get over and hit that one up. Also, side mention, Killer Kelly, Masha Slamovich, the brawl.
Loved it. Loved it.
That. You know what I did straight away? And it's been something that's been on my mind for a long time. And I've just wanted something. Killer Kelly merch. And I know I mentioned my friend Sam Oliver on this show before. So, hey, thanks for listening. I know you're a huge Killer Kelly mark. She's got no merch on her Big Cartel store at this point in time. If anyone knows where I can get some decent Killer Kelly merch.
Have you looked on Impact? They've just updated loads of stuff.
Are we doing a live shopping spree? This is
I'm not going to buy it. I'll just
we go QVC, Impact Wrestling. What is it? Impact Wrestling Shop.
Impact Wrestling Store, something like that. It's got that Trinity one's there. Look, that one.
Oh, look, it's just teasing you. Yeah.
That one I was still waiting for.
Shipping to the UK now. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they've got away with that one now. I don't know. They've got some good.
The one that I really like, the one that's next on my list, and it's a shame that we didn't talk about Impact this week, is Alicia Edwards. I love Alicia Edwards. Eddie Edwards' wife. She did the squash. She had a bit of a squash match with Grace this week. But she's got the Ride and Die t-shirt. Absolutely love that one. Sort of like
just seeing it pop up now. Yeah, love that. Yeah, just
I love
you can buy a Santina Morella. You can also buy a Santina Morella Cobra sleeve.
Yeah, you can. It's got. I mean, you got the Macklin dog tags. I mean, you've got the trading cards, which I wanted to get, but I can't justify 30 quid in that sense for the trading cards currently. But the micro brawlers interest me on there. So the Tasha Steeles one, mate, major. I love. I was going to get them out, but they'll all fall out. But I'm trying to collect the Impact ones currently. But it's sort of like.
Found a Killer Kelly too.
There you go, man. There you go. I thought there would be one because there's like it's funny because Bully Ray, he doesn't do merchandise anywhere else apart from the Impact Wrestling store. And it's sort of
I know. He would make an absolute mint, like surely.
Can I tell you something, man? I literally searched for about a week. I wanted one of them Bully Ray vests that he wears, okay? Because they used to sell them at Impact shows, and I can't find them anywhere. What was that?
Hardcore 5150.
Yeah. If you've got one, mate, I'm going to be really upset.
I haven't. No.
Oh, man, you killed me then. You killed me.
No,
but yeah, guys, if you want a Killer Kelly t-shirt, go on Impact Store. Order from Impact Store, okay? But so this week, this I know it sounds like a bit of a ramble, me and Josh this week, and I think this is my tiredness.
Yeah.
Staying up.
Right.
And Josh grafting his arse off a week. But I think what we need to do is we are going to talk about. Is your phone ringing then?
No, that's right. It's dropped on the floor.
What we are going to
That's
talk
got to be
about is double or nothing women's matches. Have you got that list of matches that I sent you? Or have
no, but I've got it up here because I'm such a mark and I'm so well prepared
Oh
today.
man,
I've got
God,
it up here. So
you're better than me.
AEW double. I think Jade Cargill, Ty Valkyrie, TBS title. We've got Tony Storm challenging the AEW Women's Champion Jamie Hayter,
Yeah,
and there is an additional match to that, I'm
there is. Yeah,
sure.
well, I've got them all listed, man. I listed it all for us, didn't I? So
We've also got we've got three women's matches on WWE Night of Champions. We've got
yeah,
Trish, Becky, Bianca, Oscar,
yeah.
and we've got Rhea. Whoa, whoa, whoa! It's
No,
only
don't
happening in
think
about
Rhea
four.
and Natalia, man. Natalia.
How can I forget? Natty, love. If you're listening, if
Oh,
you're watching,
mate.
I'm sorry.
I said this a few weeks back. Up there in the best female technical wrestlers in the business. All right. So what we'll do is let's go. Let's start with double nothing. All right. Okay. You go first. Give me what you think is going to happen and then I will follow. We'll go like that. You can lead it off, boss.
Right, what match are we starting with double or nothing?
Anything you want.
Is there three? Is there three women's matches?
I've got two on a list, but there might be three.
Right, while I'm searching for that last one, just in case there is one, let's start with the TBS title, Jade Cargill and Ty Valkyrie. This one is, I think, is going to be a straightforward answer for me. I think Jade goes 60-0. She's going to hit 2 jaded, maybe 3 jaded to put Tyre down. Yeah, Jade's not dropping that title at 59. She's taking it to 60-0.
I had a couple of
Jade wins.
wishes for my birthday, and one of them was that Ty Valkyrie took this title. Everybody knows this. The
I
other one was
saw
subculture to win the tag team titles. That didn't happen. But I think for me, you're going to see a solid 8 minutes, 8 9 minutes. I think you're going to see Valhalla be hit 3 or 4 times, and I think Jaded's going to be hit 3 or 4 times. I think they're going to go big. They are going to go very big. I think you're going to see Mark Sterling some way cheat Valkyrie out of the title.
Yeah, I totally vouch for that. Yeah, and I think that Mark Sterling getting involved is going to lead to the 3 jaded in a row. I think for Jade to beat Tyre's own finishing maneuver, because that's the way it is. I think it has to be used more than once. We've seen finishes used 3 times. I think it would be a dramatic ending.
Yeah.
Jade stands over, fallen Tyre, 60-0. What's next for the TBS title? Who knows? But yeah, so Joshi is going with Jade Cargill, and Scalzi is going with
Tyre, man. I'm not convinced, but it's going to be Tyre.
What a start this is. So I have corrected myself. It is only 2 women's matches on the card tonight, but don't forget, Julia Hart will also accompany the House of Black.
Oh man,
because a
Our
open
girl.
house and tag match, our G,
We
has
love
been
it.
added to the card. So there is going to be a 6-man tag title match. So we will get the bonus of Julia Hart
Cool.
On our screens, which is
Right,
always
cool.
a delight.
And we'll get the
then
outcasts as well.
Absolutely. Of course, yeah. Jamie Hayter defending against Tony Storm. It's a biggie. It's a biggie. And we spoke about this off air, didn't we? Obviously, the plans are starting to come into place for All In. The build for All In will slowly get ahead of steam, per se. And I know AEW don't book matches till quite late, but I think with it being 90,000 at Wembley, I think the card will have to start taking place, especially if they want to get some extra bodies from overseas. And I think from towards the end of June, we'll start seeing that card take place. Jamie Hayter will be on that card.
Yeah.
Will she be defending champion? I don't know. Does Tony Storm take the title this weekend?
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters fundamentally. I think
I don't think it matters. But I do feel that Tony Storm will take the title. I do feel that Tony Storm will take the title this weekend, and I feel that we'll either go into a triple threat match at All In or a four-way match.
Soraya.
And the names are quite simple: Jamie Hayter versus Britt Baker versus Tony Storm, the champion, versus Soraya. Or you take Britt Baker out of that, and then you have Soraya, Storm, Hayter at Wembley. That's my view. And I think that's where you get that big moment, that crowd. Jamie's dropped the title. She's now chasing it. You get that moment at Wembley. So I think Hayter will drop the championship this weekend.
I think that's a fair answer. I think for me personally, this is how I say it. It's sort of like, for us British fans, we know Tony Storm. We know Tony Storm. She has appeared in most of our promotions, NXT, former NXT champion. We know her. And fundamentally, even Jim Ross the other day mistakenly said she was from the UK when she's from Australia. So there's that relationship that people actually think she's from the UK anyway. So for us fans, I don't think it actually matters. I think the only thing that I'll be disappointed with, I want Jamie Hayter to win it. And the reason why I wanted to win it is because the last time in a major stadium we've never had anybody walk into a major stadium as a British people as the champion. British Bulldog walked out the champion, but didn't walk in as the champion. And he wasn't even a world champion. Fundamentally, it was the Intercontinental, Continental, I can never say that word right, title. So I think for me, I want Jamie Hayter to win. I want Jamie Hayter to win.
Sorry, keep going.
That's all right. You made me laugh, mate. You've got me. I want Hayter to win, but I think if she doesn't, it doesn't matter because we will get what we want as Brits. I think they are going to give us that freeway. I think Brit's going to be out of the scene for that world title till after Christmas. I think they're going to give us that freeway. Not sure who's going to walk out of the freeway. Okay, could it be Tony Storm, Soraya, or it could be Jamie? I have no idea. Okay, this is all guesswork. But we fundamentally, as British fans, and me and you and our listeners, want a big women's match. And in Wembley Arena, you are not going to get anything bigger. Former Divas champion, former NXT and AEW champion, and the current could be a former or current AEW champion in these three characters. So I don't think it really matters. I want Jamie to win, but I'm with you. I've got a horrible feeling it's going to be Tony.
Yeah, and you say horrible feeling with the most respect.
100%. Because I want Jamie to walk in as the champion. That's it. I think that's the thing for me. I think we said this last time, we are patriotic, all right, in a lot of ways. And having a Brit walk in to Wembley Arena as a champion is amazing. Is amazing.
Absolutely.
And that's what we want. I love Tony, one of the best, okay? But I want Jamie, but I think Tony's going to win it. That was complicated. I apologize.
We agree. So we're agreeing on that. So So tomorrow's going to be huge. Tomorrow is going to be huge. Who's getting the points between me and Scholesy? We'll find out. Double or nothing. Moving on, NXT Battleground. I think people are forgetting that this is happening.
Oh man, yeah. So let's go with
we've got one women's match featured on a six match card. We've got the tournament final for the vacant NXT women's title. Looking forward to this. Like, I'm a JCJ mark. Gutted that JC's not in the final, but I understand why. I'm also gutted that JC and Gigi Dolan are not featured on this card as well. I know they've got a match coming up this week. It's a stipulated match. I'm gutted it couldn't get on the card. I think they deserve it. However, their two matches leading into this rubber match haven't been the best. Have they been punished for that slightly? Who knows? But tournament final for the vacant NXT women's title is taking place at NXT Battleground, which runs at the same time as Double or Nothing, by the way, people. So don't get yourselves confused with that. We've got Lyra Valkyria versus Tiffany Stratton. Wow. Okay. Keep a straight face for that one. Yeah, buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. I love Tiff. She's money. Like money. She could be the next Charlotte Flair. Okay. I'm gonna
You're not the
put it
first
out there.
person that said that, man.
The next Becky Lynch. We're talking money, we're talking draw. And Tiffany's genuinely got it all. I think it's her time. And I think she'll be really tested with carrying the division, because that's what you do as a champion, you carry. Lyra Valkyria, as we know, NXT UK,
Love her.
from Dublin, Ireland, from Belfast, Ireland, actually. Sorry, Lyra. Is she ready for that title? Of course. Everyone's ready. Everyone's ready. It's professional wrestling. Everyone is ready. But this is Tiffany's time to take the gold, run with it, run the division, 6-9 months, good reign, see what you got, and then see you next year at WrestleMania. Yeah,
I think for me is, as I said, I'm straight and honest with this. I watch NXT through my kids' eyes in a lot of element, because they watch a lot of WWE. Now, Valkyria, I know because of NXT UK, and I've said to you before, I think that was the best product for WWE for a long old while. And I will go with her because I think what she did on NXT UK was remarkable stuff. I think her career in that sense is good stuff. And yeah, I will go opposite with this one, but I think a Brit or somebody from Ireland. I mean, do you want to know the honest truth? I'm gutted that we don't know. The Mid Atlantic title might have a pack randomly turn up, but I want as many people to hold hold titles that are British, and I think that's the interesting thing about, I think I've noticed about WWE at the minute, is WWE are actually bringing a lot of Europeans in. Okay.
Yeah, well, NXT Europe is due, isn't it, at
Yeah.
some point?
Yeah.
So that's one to watch. Back to that, the Mid Atlantic title. Did they change it to the
The
international
international title now. Sorry, I apologise, guys.
No, but when did they change that, and why did they
From what
change
I
that?
understand is it was something to do with TBS, TNT, and Walnut. They didn't like it in that sense. Do you know what I liked about it? So this is the problem with AEW. It is actually controlled by by Warner Brothers when it comes down to it, and I think the Mid Atlantic title sort of opened the doors up to being something a little bit different. I mean, it's sort of like they got the wording off the Mid America titles, didn't they, from the NWA time period, the territory time periods. And it's a beautiful belt. And I think Orange Cassidy's had it for far too long. Sorry, I know we're going off women's wrestling here, but
Oh no, 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 not at all. Not at all.
I think it's a great opportunity to give it to people, somebody like Kip Sabian. And Joe, what mate? I lived in Wiz Beach, Kingsling area, and we've talked about this before. People like the Knights and all stuff like that. That was our local wrestling, and Kip came from that sort of element. So I'd love to see Kip. And Kip put an interesting tweet out actually this week. He called himself the Forgotten Pillar.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a really good comment, actually. I like that. Yeah. Oh, I want to watch. I'm hoping for a return in that match, by the way. It's probably no secret as to who I want to see return. He's looking in good shape. Andrade El Idolo can come back and win that international title as quickly as possible, please, going into Collision, seeing he's on the poster. So, yeah. Anyway, back to the women's matches upcoming. So we've done AEW Double or Nothing, NXT Battleground, and now we've got today WWE Night of Champions in Jeddah. Yeah, okay, fine, fair enough. Trish Stratus, Becky Lynch. Buzzing for it, by the way. It's so good to see Trish having a run like this, playing that amazing heel character that she portrayed in 01, 02.
Oh mate, yeah.
She's just money. When she was with Jericho and Christian in 03.
Yeah.
What? This Trish is money. Get me some Trish merch now, please. She was my first ever crush, as she was most teenage boys.
We need a Stetson, guys. We need a Trish Stetson. That's what we need.
It's just, yeah. So I'm delighted for Trish. I think she's taking the win from Becky. I think this feud continues. I'd like to see it continue for a couple more months, and then I'd like to see Trish get a shot at a title.
I think it
I
makes
want this run.
sense for Trish to win
Yeah,
it. It
yeah,
makes sense because Becky's kind of out of the title contention currently, and Becky, as WWE knows, Becky is money. You put her on TV, people like remember when she returned
yeah.
at the Royal, she's money. They want her somewhere, and I think Trish is the right person to put her with. I think the good thing about Trish is it seems like from interviews that she's rediscovering wrestling. She's got a passion for wrestling again, and she wants to whoop some ass. And she's very, 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 very good on the mic. And she's that good. She kind of sort of like can overstep with Becky in the sense of being that good. And I think that's the interesting thing because the women's division, all right, I'm not going to lie, Becky is the best on the mic. Okay. All right. You might say Charlotte, but I think
No, no,
Becky
fully
is.
agree. Becky, no,
Becky
Becky,
is.
100. Charlotte's mic skills again.
Oh,
Mine aren't the best.
I mean, I
But
think the other person is Bailey. You look at Bailey. Bailey's very good on the mic, and I love Bailey. Did you not think?
underrated. Becky, sorry, Bailey is so underrated. I think she's. We're going off subject here slightly. Sorry, guys, but Bailey for me is probably the best technical wrestler in the world. Yeah, she needs more love.
That's a bloody cool,
She,
man. That's
she gets
big.
forgotten.
I think
Yeah,
just on 1 minute
I
before we
think
move on with Bailey, I think the important thing to remember with Bailey is she is one of us. That's the big
Mhm.
thing you've got to remember. She was 5 years old.
Yeah.
She wanted to be Randy Savage Macho Man. She's one of us. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? She's a fan's fan, and that was the whole point of the original Bailey gimmick. She's a fan's fan. That's where she gets her big elbow from. That's where she gets majority of her moves from. Is that 90s attitude, pre-attitude era passion for wrestling, and that's why Bailey's important, and that's why her technical ability is great because that's what the wrestling was then. And Bailey's mic skills top class, mate. I like Bailey, but I think what I was saying was I think Trish she can sit that level with Becky, and I don't think many people
Yeah,
do. And I think that's important.
yeah,
That's
definitely
why I think Trish takes the win. They're going to hold this story out till SummerSlam.
Trish for the win on that one.
Amen.
Interesting now then, Rhea Ripley, the Natty for the Raw Women's
This
Championship.
this is killer. This one for
It's
me.
really a barn burner. And even though I forgot about it earlier, I am buzzing for it. I think we know the outcome. I think we genuinely do know the
Yeah.
outcome. It's going to be a real test for Rhea. Obviously, I'm going to go with Mami to win this. Mami. Can't sit past it, but Natty's gonna really give her a good run. And again, 15 to 20 minutes. Thank you very much. Take my money, sir.
I think the good thing about it is Natalia is safe. She's trustworthy. Her technical ability is good. Look, people can disagree or agree about Natalia because I think it's a very 50-50 mark in the sense of there's a lot of us that think she is the best technical wrestler in the world and she should be holding them titles for like. But I said the same about Trinity and I hold that viewpoint about Trinity. But then there's that other point about it is Natalia is at the point of her career that she needs to pass. She needs to pass her skill and teach people like Rhea. And I think this is what this match is going to be. It's going to be a teaching ground, man. I think it's going to be an education for Rhea that somebody with a technical ability can take your boot. And Natty is one hard woman. So I think you're right.
Yeah.
It's going to be a solid 15 minutes, a solid 15, 20 minutes. And I think it's going to be a real win. I think you're going to see Judgment Day jump in at some point or Dom do something daft. But yeah, I think you're right. We're agreeing with the WWE ones.
Now, this one, the reason I've left this one late is because I don't think we'll agree on the next one. Bianca Belair versus Oscar for the SmackDown Women's Championship. That's right, isn't it? SmackDown Raw. My God, my brain. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm going for a new champion tonight in Jeddah.
You reckon?
Oscar will beat Bianca Belair. Facts.
Have you got some inside info on this one?
I've got no inside information other than I think Bianca's hit the record, and we talk records a lot.
Yeah.
I just feel that so soon after Mania, Oscar's getting that rematch. I feel it'd be very difficult to bring Oscar back from 2 defeats in a row for a title. And I just feel that tonight's the night for Oscar. So yeah, that's all I've got for you guys.
You are right. You are right. I don't see it from again, I'm looking from different eyes. I'm looking from a guy that watches it, sits down with my kids and watches it. I don't, in that sense. I don't see it. And the reason why I don't see it is WWE is all about sellability. Okay. Oscar is sellable, but Bianca is going to be more sellable to my 8-year-old daughter, my 10-year-old daughter. And I think if she's gonna lose that title, it's going to be to somebody that can sell the product in a lot of sense. So you're talking about if Charlotte returns. Okay. You're talking about when Becky finally gets out that mid-card sort of like story that she's currently in now. And I'm not putting Bianca down at all about this because I think Bianca, all her talent is in her strength. Her talent's in it being a powerhouse and on the mic. She's okay on the mic. She's good. All right. And I think Oscar, where my soul wants her to be holding that championship for 1,000 days, such as Nick Aldis did, and Bruno Superior-Leone, all right, it just doesn't fit the marketing. It sounds really bad. I've gone business now.
No,
it just doesn't fit the WWE marketing. And I think Bianca sells to the kids. Oscar doesn't, but does sell to the guys that were watching NXT Gold. It does sell to that element, but that's where the question's got to be relied. So I'm going to turn this slightly different. Okay, right here. Nick Khan this week has been talking about an adults 1-hour show. Okay, that might be on Prime. That's going to be similar to sort of an AEW sort of like hardcore Attitude Era sort of like thing. Nick Khan has talked about this week. Now, if you're going down the route of that, Oscar leading that show, okay, with a belt, works perfectly fine. Okay. Now that's the question, is what they're doing from a business perspective. They're talking about SmackDown being a 3-hour show now. Okay. They're talking about SmackDown going from BT Sports, going back to Sky Sports, or even Amazon Prime. So from a business perspective, why do you think Roman didn't lose his titles against Cody?
Exactly that.
Exactly that. Because why didn't Gunther lose his titles against Sheamus or Drew? Because they're Gunther, surprisingly, is very sellable. And I think this is the same with the women's championships currently. Rhea's sellable. Okay. Bianca's sellable. Again, it hurts my soul. I don't think Oscar is as much. Sorry, I've gone a totally different route and I apologise about that. But
no, it's great. And I think we need to come back to this one, if I'm honest with you. Like maybe next week we need to talk about the results and what it means for sellability on a business side of it, because it is a major factor in the world of kayfabe sport. Yeah, I'm interested by this. Interested. I like the way you've gone with this. I'm going to go and order an Oscar t-shirt now.
You're trying to get it to be sellable now, aren't
you? Oscar's winning. Sorry, but I love this. I think we definitely need to come back to this. Let's note that one down for next week. Business talk, management talk, which I hate, but fine.
In pro wrestling, I don't hate it because I get it. I don't like it in the real world.
Yeah. It pays our bills. I hate it.
It's like AEW, in it. It's like you get a lot of people that have. I'm not gonna lie. Me and Josh were saying about being triggered earlier on. I've been triggered all week with people about cussing at Ring of Honor, and it's really stressed me out to a lot. It's to the point it stressed me out that I made a point that I made 3 hours out of my day to watch that whole entire Supercard show yesterday. All right, just to say that this show is good, but that's the problem. So you get a lot of people that are moaning about there's too many shows for AEW at the minute, and now they've got a Saturday show. It's sort of like and stuff like that. But from a business perspective, the Saturday show, I think fundamentally long term is going to be the winning one. But
listen, I'm all for it. Give me as much wrestling as possible.
Amen.
The only person I'm going to punish is myself for time and not being able to watch it. Yes,
and buying apps.
Buying apps and teas and God, killing me. Bank account loves me. Nationwide phoned me once, like WWE, are they robbing you? Yeah, yeah, they are. Yeah,
Pro wrestling tees
Vince,
rob
give
me
me
all the
some money.
time, brother. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. You
especially
have
these
mail
micro
calls,
brawlers they bring out every 2 weeks. God,
mail call every day.
the
Listen,
micro
I
brawlers,
think
mate.
I think with micro brawlers, they're awesome. Those ones on Impact are banging, by the
I've
way.
just ordered
Um,
my wife's not allowed to know this, but she's gonna know now because she can probably hear me. But I've just ordered the Lethal Jay Lethal one, sort of.
how much? How much?
I'll hold fingers up. One second, one
Three,
second.
£3.
Yeah, £3. Yeah, there was a dot there. Did you see the dot?
I love a decimal point.
Look at your
Yeah,
face there. You're like, no, man. Black.
just
But
just
yeah,
just
man.
love them.
But let's round it.
I
Let's
don't
round
mind.
this up. So we've given you our predictions and what we thought. I know this been a bit it's been mental this episode, but I think we're both knackered when it comes down to it. And I think on a closing note, because we've done it for the last 2 episodes. Match of the week, please. Wrestler of the week, and then we're done.
Okay, you go first.
You go first. You know what? The problem with you making me go first, I need to go through flipping notes. I think,
I
if
need
I'm going to be really
to
honest, match of the week, Vert Vixen versus Kira Hogan, Ring of Honor. Kira Hogan gets my wrestler of the week because soon after that, Athena came out, basically, was a bit of a douchebag because that's a character. And then at the end, Kira Hogan of the end of the event basically got hold of Athena and beat the living crap out of her. And we don't see that often. Yeah.
Yeah, I think mine is my match of the week is quite straightforward. It is Taya Lady Frost. I think this the placement on AEW, and the build towards Double or Nothing. I think it was perfect. Cards at the table. I've not watched as much wrestling as I would have hoped to this week, so I have to stay true to it and not lie about it.
Oh man.
But my women's wrestler of the week. Now this is a curveball. It's Killer Kelly. It's Killer Kelly. I just loved that brutal attack on Under Siege. And I'm really keen to see where the Killer Kelly push will be because she's always been there, but never there.
Get it.
I want to see that. So my women's rest of the week is Killer Kelly.
That's a good call. So I've gone Kira Hogan. You've gone Killer Kelly. Both top class wrestlers. Interesting fact for you. Okay, there's a rumor that Grace might be leaving Impact. There could be a space for a powerhouse. So there you go.
Yes, Queen.
Yes,
Let's go.
But yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, man. So there's a bit of a rumor there. But listen, guys, I want to thank absolutely everybody that listens. A particular shout out for somebody this week. Sky. All right. She has her notifications on to listen to us too here. So Sky, thank you so much for that. And everybody else, like and subscribe.
Yeah, everyone else just get those notifications on. Like beep 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 beep.
Beep,
Don't
beep,
call me a
beep, beep,
diva.
beep,
Don't
beep,
call
beep,
me
beep,
a
beep,
diva.
beep. But thanks, guys. Love you lots.